Hello, my name is Ollie from 2360N.
And I'm Valeria, I'm behind the camera.
Okay, so for our world's explanation video, we did a 360 RPM drive, 6 motors, 36 to 60 heat ratio on 3.25s. And then we did high strength 4 wide instead of low strength 3 wide because we wanted to have less friction with the wheels and we felt that this was more durable. We're gonna use tractions in the middle for getting over the barrier faster and turning around in the alleys, but we didn't have traction wheels, so we just ran all 8 Omnis. And then for our sleds and wall riders, you can see the wall riders here, right here and here, front and back, so we never got stuck on the walls. And then our front sleds are tangent to the wheel here, so they helped us get over the barrier really smoothly. And then we didn't run back sleds because we didn't have enough space. So yeah, that's pretty much it with this actually.
For our intake, we were running flex wheels on the front. We had a low strength shaft because we didn't feel like a high strength was like worth it. We didn't really have a lot of issues. Like sometimes this would bend, but like it was pretty easy to bend back after a match. And that's only if there was like a lot of like pushing back and forth. We had intake sleds, which like helped us like push into the goal here, like it would like ride up so that it wouldn't like get caught or anything. We have this tension down on rubber bands down here, so that like it'd go back down and it wouldn't like stay up after a while. We didn't have a trap door. It's probably something we would have added if we had a little bit more time, but we just didn't. But we could still top load a tri-ball into here pretty easily. We didn't have to put any force or anything. Yeah, so it falls in like perfectly fine, no tension needed for it. We have a 2 motor 1200 RPM, so this is geared 2 to 1. And then this like the 2 motors up here. So we had the motors on the intake instead of down here because just space-wise it made more sense.
Here's a quick demonstration of our intake. It's kind of also anti-2 tri-balls. Yeah, very cool. All right.
And then yeah, we just had these basic zip ties for like Auton wind point, and then we had like these rubber bands. This would be what held up our intake. It'd like sit right here on the gears, and then if you outtake, the rubber bands like fall back and then go down. So yeah, that's how we held up our intake. So for our kicker, we actually didn't run our kicker for Worlds because we just didn't feel like skills was worth the time that we had like there. So our kicker was used on our state bot, and this is our old drivetrain as well. Our kicker was 43 RPM, 36 teeth to 84 teeth on 1 motor here. The sensor, we had a sensor up here for detecting tri-balls, so like if like this was here, it like launched back, so like it worked the same for a tri-ball. It runs at like 120 beats per minute, and it did 44 tri-balls in 20 seconds. We had a double slip gear. Originally it was triple slip, but it was from a 12 motor to an 84 tooth. So when we switched to just a 36 and 84, we could just go down to double slip. The banding on this spot is kind of interesting. Normally you just like attach it from here to here, but like there wasn't enough tension, and if we double wrapped it, it was like too much tension. So actually I came up with the idea of wrapping 1 rubber band around the entire thing, and then we just stacked that so it'd be more durable. So that's how we did the rubber banding for the intake. And then our hard stop is this one little standoff here. It somehow didn't bend all season, so it stayed strong for sure. But yeah, that was our one hard stop for our intake, our kicker.
Here's a quick demonstration of the speed. It's kind of janky right now, but that's because we just have
There's like nothing else on the robot, so like the entire thing shakes.
All right, back to the other robot. I've got like 2 controls. Alright, so for our wings here, we got front wings here and also back wings here. I can activate them real quick. So there's that. The front wings are a bit shorter, but that's because they're for the alley and they can flex pretty well as well. And then we use our back wings mainly for auton wind point. We have these little pieces here to help get them out of the max load zone. And then we also have wedged front wings, so this is slightly diagonal, angled, so we can push over the long barrier. And that's pretty much it. And then all of our pistons are all SMC pistons. They're all legacy, so can't really have any other different lengths. And then moving on to our elevation. This was pretty jank. We went from 1 piston passive A tier to a 4 piston B tier for state, and now we have a 5 piston right here. Kind of see up there, we got 5 pistons in there, and it's C tier, kind of janky still. And then we do have these custom gusset thingies to hold everything in place so nothing bends. So it's like this gigantic thing here. Don't really know what to call it. We also use 12 bands for this because our robot's around like 16 pounds or 15 pounds. So here's a demonstration of it. There you go, C tier.
For general extra stuff, we had everything was poly stacked double, so except the wings, so our sleds for the intake and the sleds for the overall barrier, as well as the elevation kind of wedges to get up, those are all double stacked. And then we had backups for those, but we didn't actually use them, so they were pretty strong on their own. We have an inertial for turning, and then we use motor encoders for lateral movement on our PID controller, but we didn't have no odometry, so probably want to do that next year, in my opinion at least. And then our inertial is just in the center here. We have solenoids. All of them are in the front or in the back, so they're all very compact here in this tiny little area. So I that was our only space, and we did that last, so that's what we found. And then this little tiny space here that are all being held up by 2 zip ties.
Yeah, we did this all night before our actual qualifications.
Yeah, in the hotel room. That's where we did all of this. All of our wiring, that was done there. So for shipping worlds, we actually didn't have a lot of time to figure this out. So we had a box from Ollie's dad's work where we it wasn't a RoboSource box, so there was it was plastic and nothing was foam. So we built this me and Ollie's dad built this frame along with his mom to put the robot in. So this would screw in, and then we had little almost, what would you call it,
stuff,
brackets to attach it to the wood itself. And then we obviously insulated it with a ton of bubble wrap and packing paper stuff to take it to Worlds. And then for our programming, so we had a potentiometer program selector over here. So when we start a code, as long as Auton hadn't started, we could still switch this. And if you look at the screen here, if you change this, it changes which code it's on. So right now it's on qualification defensive, qualification offensive. This was our autonomous skills program at state, but we didn't run skills at Worlds, obviously. And then we had elimination defensive and offensive. So yeah, that's what this little thing does here.
On the screen.
Yeah, it changes on the screen, so if we could, and it's printed pretty big, so we could kind of see from far away what code it was. And if we needed to switch it really quick, because us and our partners our alliance decided to switch last minute, we could we wouldn't have to worry about restarting our code and delaying the process even more kind of thing.
Alright, and last thing, we have a bit of code on the controller here. If you want to focus on that. So the first number there is our battery percentage, is our motor temperature. Is at it's on a custom scale, so 6 is it's from 0 to 50, 50 being overheated. And then we have our battery, and that last number right there is our inertial. So before a match starts, we can actually check. And if it's drifting like that, all we have to do is press the up button, and it auto calibrates. We wait 3 seconds, and there we go. Now if I spin the robot, it's all good to go for auto. yeah.
Yep, that is our world's robot explanation plus some state kicker explanation, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah,
Leave any questions in the comments.
Ollie will probably reply to them.
Okay.